Hello, everybody. It's hot. Hi. Happy Thursday, everybody. First paint night of June. Wow, my brain just shut off for a second. I'm like, where am I? First Thursday of June. Hi, everybody. Big Pot. Cutie. Broken Smile has made it. Oh my gosh, for like the third week in a row. Love that. Whew. Guys, I'm sweating. It's like 33 degrees Celsius for you Americans. And it doesn't get that hot here very often. I don't have air conditioning. Holler at your girl if it's too loud. Like, my window's open, a fan's going. The cord of my ring light is a little loose, so that's kind of buzzing a little bit too. Like, there might be some loud noises. Let me know if it's echoey and weird. Fire hazard, probably. I literally just, that's what I was doing before in that 4-minute span, was ordering a new ring light. So don't you worry. First I was like, maybe I'll just get a new cord. And then that was like a journey. So I just bought a new one. Very good at money, obviously. Okay, so I see that Acid saying like, that's not even warm. Where do you live? We're in the Great White North, okay? Okay, like Level's saying here, 91 degrees for you Americans. That's how hot it is for us. And that's like... Oh, you're saying 30... Oh, because you thought it was 30 Fahrenheit. So you're like, oh, that's cold. No. 30 Celsius. Figuring out. Picking up what you're laying down. It's hot. I meant all you Americans, like, don't assume that I'm talking your temperature is what I meant when I first said. Because I don't know how to convert that either. I would ask Siri. She'd tell me. But hi, guys. That's just me admitting that when I'm hot, I get cranky. I'm just like clammy. We'll make it happen. Okay. We're painting a pineapple today. I asked on my Instagram what y'all wanted to paint a couple days ago to try to pick it out. To try to pick the month, because sometimes I just am not creative and I don't know what to paint. So I got a bunch of people. Hello, Sid. Justin, you know when your computer gets too hot, Tay's the same way. Totally. I get irritable and slow. Anyway, okay. Circle back. I asked everybody what they wanted to paint, and there was a lot of plants, a lot of pineapple, something Father's Day. A lot of people just said like something special for Father's Day and they didn't know what that was, so we decided with like some like a fish, like fishing. That's a pretty standard dad thing. This pineapple I drew not very long ago. It was part of my plant drop last Friday. Was it last Friday, everybody? I don't know. The only thing, the picture that we're looking at here, oops, on the side, is watercolor. I did it in watercolor. It's like this big. It's very small. So we are going to be doing something, like it's going to be a little different. It's not going to look exactly like our reference photo over here, but that's okay. It's going to be colorful and it's going to be fun. Know what I'm saying? Thanks for the sharing the broadcast, Acid. You always do. Yeah, is everyone painting level scales? Just watching for now. I see. Okay, that's cool. I respect that. We call you part of the peanut gallery. We've got a few of yous. You're important to the show too, because you guys talking helps me not be awkward. Okay. What was I thinking? This one, I didn't even draw a little preemptive photo because I believe in all you today. I think you're going to be just fine without the two shapes it's going to take to do this one. Is that it? That's it? That's all? Should I go over the rules? Why won't this let me make this bigger? Okay. Let's do it. Number 1. I'm not a trained teacher, you guys. I'm just a full-time artist who's painted my whole life. So if I explain something weird or fast or wrong, or you want me to repeat it, like, let me know. It'll help me to teach in the more paint nights to come, and it might help somebody watching on YouTube later. Holler at you, girl, you YouTubers. Not only girls. Number 2, you can start with pencil if you want. Some people are a lot more comfortable with pencil. That's fine. Go for it. I will teach you how to do it with a paintbrush. But if you use pencil, please don't push too hard on your canvas. The graphite will dust and it will mix with your colors. And especially when we're coloring something so colorful and fun today, you don't want that gray graphite in there that's just dulling out all those things. Okay? Okay. Right, that screen's not how I want it, but we're just going to go for it. What's number 3? Don't treat your painting too precious, especially? Oh my gosh, Kelsey Duty. Girl, hi. You've been here live like once before, right? Oh, exciting. I love this. Okay, backstory. Just distraction central I am today. My bad, everybody. Number 3 is don't treat it too precious. And like I said, for this one, highly, highly, highly recommend don't treat it too precious, because this is a painted pineapple. Like, we're going to be just slobbing some colors around, and it's not going to look like anything until the last couple defining lines. I almost said definition lines, and that doesn't make sense. So totally don't treat it too precious. It's very hard to mess up. Just go with the flow on this one. And number 4, we're a nice transition into that one. Trust the process, okay? Like I said, in the last few steps is when this pineapple is really going to come together. So I need you to trust me and not give up halfway through because you're like, oh my gosh, my pineapple, it looks like a blob. Okay? Because all of our pineapples are going to look like blobs, and all of our pineapples are going to look different at the same stage. That's art, baby. Okay? Where am I? How do I count? 5. Water's your friend. It's like written in front of me and I just like forgot it. Water's your friend. Acrylic is a water-based paint. So usually if you're like trying something like maybe trying to pull a big slob of paint across and it's not pulling far, or you're seeing the like grids of your canvas coming through your paint, that usually just means there's not enough water in your brush. I'm going to be yelling at you the whole time saying, water's your friend. This is how much water you have. Blah, blah, blah. But no, it's important. Okay? And number 6, let's have fun. Okay? It's beautiful outside. It's starting to become summertime. I'm sure a lot of people are going to rather be outside than painting for the next couple of months. So let's have some fun ones for now. That's like including me, just so you know. That's just like a preemptive, like I may miss a paint night or 2 coming up. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Okay. Are we ready, folks? I'm a mess today already. Let's go for it. We are going to take a small brush. And it doesn't even have to be small. Like sometimes when we start paintings, it's like little guys, right? But I would suggest a pointed of anything done. Anything done. I just read that comment at the same time. Of any size, really. As long as it's pointed, it'll kind of help. Even this big if you want. I don't know. Sure. Big Paw's just being... That's what, Justin, when Big Paw was saying marketing, that kind of is their role. They always toss out, like, all my cutie little things. They sell me on here. It's great. Right, Big Paw? It's my job. Okay. I was going to put music on to distract away from the sound of all the wind I need to not overheat in here. And then let's do it. Take out yellow. Okay, everyone? Let me see. All right. Oh, it's a little RCD. Hello, you made it right at the start. Okay, for this painting, like I always say, you can make any painting in any color with red, yellow, blue, black, and white. Okay? We can still stick to that, but green is a tougher color to mix sometimes, so it is helpful to have a green if you want. If you're somebody who's going to be painting a lot, it doesn't hurt to get a green. But I will teach you how to mix them. I'll tell you the two. It's all about feeling it out. Like I can easily be like, take a paintbrush of blue and just a toothpick's amount of yellow. But you really have to play it out yourself, okay? I'll just give you the tools. Make sense? Level scales. What is the leafy part of a pineapple called? That's a good question. I have literally no idea. But okay, on that same topic of color. So, like I said, if you have red, yellow, blue, black, and white, you can make this painting happen. If you have extras, like if you have the green and the orange, it's just easier. You don't have to mix things right out of, you don't have to mix paints together. You can use them right out of the tube. Okay. Like lazy artists like me who don't like mixing colors. And then there's some artists who love mixing colors. Okay, so whatever, just whatever you want. I just got the hiccups. I suggest that all y'all out there should start with yellow to do this underdrawing if you're not starting with a pencil. I'm just going to do it in orange because it always happens when I start in yellow. You guys can't see it on the camera, so this is just my PSA at the start. You should probably start with yellow. It's probably better to start with yellow. I'm going to just start with a little bit of orange so that y'all can see it easy on the screen. Okay? Oh, it's called a crown or a Jenny? I don't know who's right there. We've got two informed definitions here. Okay, we've got our little paintbrush. It's pointed. We're going to go into our water dish. See my little hands over here into a water dish. And we're going to scoop a bunch of water onto our palette, which has yellow on it. Right? Don't ignore that mine's orange. Yours is yellow. And you're going to take tiny little pieces of your orange paint and come into your pile of water until you make like a chocolate milky consistency of this orange paint, right? Because this is our underpainting. We don't want it to go on thick. We want it to go on light. And the first stroke's going to be easy. No stress. Take a deep breath. No such thing as mistakes. We're having a good time, right? And you're going to go in the middle. Some people like to measure. I don't, okay? We're just going to pick roughly the middle and where you want however high you want the top of your crown of your pineapple to go. Is that what we just learned? And you're just going to draw, oh, mine got a little wobbly, but you're just going to draw a line all the way straight down. Remember, yours is in yellow. But see, I just did a line. And look, it's not straight at all. I'm holding up my arm on my knee. I don't know if you can see there. But it's just a way for us to start mapping stuff out. And that we don't start with the circle and then don't leave enough room for the crown. Right? Let's make this happen. And you're going to go a little over half. And again, you can eyeball it like, that's roughly half. I don't know. And then let's just go with a tiny touch higher than half. It can be half too if that's easier. Tender Bear's here with the Hawaii roll in. This is a very Hawaiian painting. We were supposed to go to Hawaii. COVID took it away. As it takes away many things, doesn't it? Okay, and then when it comes to the bottom of our pineapple, realistically, they're smaller at the bottom and they get bigger at the top, and they get bigger when they get to the bottom. For some people, it might be like a little frustrating or a little weird to do that layout, okay? We're just gonna do a little line of like how wide you want the top of your pineapple to be, and same at the bottom, because this is gonna be the pineapple itself. Careful, don't run out of juice. It should come out just pine. Aw. I love the puns. Tender Bear always comes in with the puns. You're a fine apple. Come on. I like it. Yours are the best. Okay, we've got the start of our pineapple. Now, everybody, we're just going to bubble it out. For some of you, it might be easier to literally just draw an oval. Like, maybe doing that one motion like this is easier. For some of you, maybe it's easier to just go like from one side to another. Right? And over here too, from one side to another. You're trying to mock the side so it's as symmetrical as it can be. Looks like a wine glass basically, right? It's thick. Exactly, with two C's. Oops, I did it again. And remember, this is just our under painting. So like, look, see how I like went over a couple times there? Like, whatever. We're gonna be painting over top of that with our good old little pineapple in a bit, okay? Remember, I'm cross-eyed, so my depth perception's very poor. I'm trying to make sure that they're even. It might not be. We're just gonna deal with that. So we've got the bottom of our pineapple. Pineapples are native to Brazil, not Hawaii. It's a fun fact that I was not aware of. Did anything interesting happen this week? It's just so hot that us Canadians are just running wild. We don't get nice weather often, so everyone's just like, we have to be outside. So that's what's been up. Sid's dead from the heat. I know. Trust me. You can see I'm a shiny, sweaty gal over here. That's what I was saying. I was like, I don't know how you guys in like Florida, Texas, like, I don't know how y'all do it. I would be so sweaty, wet dog hair all the time. I was sitting in my poor friend's leather seats today, sweating my life away. I like don't know how. Yeah, and it's dry here. Like I can't even imagine. My upper lip sweating. It's a mess. Okay. We got a pineapple. We've basically completed it. Okay. Now you still have yellow on your brush, and that's totally okay because green is made of yellow and blue, right? So remember, you're using yellow. I know this is annoying, but it can be confusing for people sometimes when they're seeing me paint orange first. Okay? So since there's yellow on your brush, you're still using this like watered down chocolate milky consistency. And we're going to start by doing 2 lines out. Oh, that's very light. You can't even see. Boop. Boop. Right? And guess what? It's just going to come out on the side. Just like little dog ears. Aw. Oh, hello, Nico. I didn't see her here either. In 1800s, pineapple could cost $8,000 in today's dollar due to exotic. I can't say that word, but I know what it is. Exoticism. Exoticism. Exoticism? Can you tell that I never read anymore? Because I just draw pictures. That's very interesting too, though. And now what? How much is a pineapple? I don't even know. Okay, we've got that little dog ear. Guess what? Let's make another one. We're going to make a triangle that's a little bit to the right of our middle circle. And we're just roughly kind of deciding where these little guys are going to go. Look, there's another triangle, sure. They're not perfect, but we're filling up that space as to where these little meat-meats are going to go. Okay? You read and draw, but you're bad at the second one. I know. I'm opposite of you. And it's funny because I loved reading. I was such a reader growing up as a kid. I'd like fall asleep with like reading a book. I'd eat breakfast reading a book. And then I went to art school and all my time went to like drawing. I was like, oh, if I had spare time, I should be drawing. And now she gone. And then everything autocorrects for me. It's great. So now we're going to come up another level of our little dog ears that we just made. And this is going to be a little bit longer, okay? Remember, you're still using yellow. There's just a little bit longer of a line out. And there's just going to be a little tiny bend at the end. And same on this side. A little bit higher. A little bend. Heck, you can even put another one if you want. Boop. You're addicted to Wattpad. I don't know what that is. What's Wattpad? A love story with the reader and Elmo as a mafia boss. Okay. That sounds exciting. Okay, we're going to come to the top of this little triangle and we're going to do another one straight up. Do you see how we're not at the full top yet? This line is literally going to be that big ol' middle crown thorn, okay? My pineapple's pretty thick, you're right. Okay, let's build another one right here. Why not? See, we're just building triangles as we go. Again, tell me if you can't see them very well. Oh, why don't we zoom in for this, Taylor? Okay, and one issue, though, when I zoom in. I've truthfully, Big Pot, have just never, I've never heard of, oh, what's happening here? Let me just pull this over. I have never heard of Wattpad before. I won't lie to you. Let's get the pineapple over here. I think it's this one. Oh, my Lanta, she's huge. Where are you guys? Just become a little smaller. We're just drawing the spike, so I'll just do this. How about that? That works. Alright, folks. See how we're just adding longer triangles? So see, this was a small triangle, and now we came up here, and she's a longer triangle. Again, we'll come out the side, and we'll do another long one with a bend. Oops, this one got a little crazy on me. That's supposed to be one triangle, but I'll try to erase that so it's not confusing. Let's get that. Oh, and she's dripping. But see how like light some of these are drying? Like that's great for you at home. That would be awesome if it dried that light. Because again, right, we want to paint over it. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's just trying to set in stone like some of the techniques that I use and how I use them. And now we're using this one middle line, right? Like this was our middle line that we started with, and let's just bring it to the point, right? Like the middle, oh my gosh, why is it so wobbly? The middle line is in the middle of this leaf. You see that? And we can do like another one out the side. Again, you don't have to copy exactly what I'm doing. If you have a pineapple at home, you can check that baby out. But the main thing is we went from short to taller. Right? And how about we make one more here? Me. And again, I'm just darkening these up so that you guys can see. But for you, it's like very good if it's very light because we're painting green over top of that, right? These can get thicker later, but our pineapple has begun roughly. And this is where I'm asking you to trust the process, remember? Because it's going to look weird right now. But we've got a pineapple coming, okay? So, since you all have yellow, I'm just going to go back to my yellow because I'm going to pretend like I was doing the same thing that you were. We've got a pineapple started. Can't nobody tell us it's not one. And I do want to stress enough too, like if you're looking at your pineapple right now like I am a little bit, being like, oh, maybe I made the pineapple too big compared to the greens. You can bring the greens down a little bit more, right? Like onto the pineapple that we've already made. Because again, like nothing's set in stone. You can bring it a little bit lower down to see if you like maybe to split it up a little bit better. Up to you. While you guys finish up, let me see if I can erase this at all. While you guys finish up your little leafy parts, I'm going to take out yellow, and you guys are all going to get ready to use your yellow, not in the watered down consistency that we've been doing. We're going to be doing it thick. We want thick yellow paint to go on to our little pineapples. I'm just erasing this because for you guys it's going to be covered up with yellow, but mine probably won't. Okay. We've got yellow on our palettes. We've got a bigger old brush with us. It can be pointed. It can be a little rounded. Maybe you like square brushes. It can be square. You just want it bigger than what we're doing for outlines because we just want to slom around a bunch of color. Why can't I find the brush that I want? Sure. That'll do, donkey. It's a little blue, so let's hope it doesn't. This is the only problem with not washing your paintbrushes like I do. Is that sometimes the color... Oh yeah, she blue. Okay, screw it. I'm just gonna get this big old guy here. I'm gonna dip my paintbrush in the water because I want it to be wet, but I don't care about this whole like chocolate milky consistency. Sydney, thank you, by the way. I missed that. And you're gonna mix it around in your yellow, but like I said, you're not making that chocolate milk consistency. Like we want thick paint mixed in all the bristles of your paintbrushes. You're gonna dip it in the water. And then you're literally just filling in this bottom part. Depending on what type of a painter you are, you might want it to go on thick. Maybe you want to go on like watered down like I do. And that would be by going in and putting the thick paint down, right? Like we want that thick paint in there. But then going with my paintbrush right into my water over here and coming right onto my canvas and putting the water through the paint that I've already painted. And see already it's like dripping a little bit. I'm leaving a little bit of the border because I like that. But again, you might want to paint this flush and smooth, and that's great too. But I think this is a fun one. Like, it's not gonna... I know I say this and then it usually takes not as long... I mean, it takes longer, but this will not be a long one. There's such... We're like more than halfway done the pineapple already. And it's what? 8:30. So we're just going to kind of play around with some paint techniques today. Throw some paint around and enjoy it. How's that? So you can see my orange peeking through a little bit. You guys shouldn't have to deal with that problem. Do, 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 do. How is that? And again, because you know how I like to throw the same color throughout the whole piece, you can put like little touches of yellow maybe in some of these triangles of crown. Of pineapple crown. Again, we're gonna... I guess yours already is yellow. You don't really have to do that. But we've got a big old pineapple ready to start being filled in. Filled in? Is that the right word? You for sure are going to need white today. Like, white paint is going to be very helpful for us because those final touches are their little spikies right in the middle of all those little guys. We will be using orange next, and if you don't have orange, like if you're just using the primaries, you make orange out of red and yellow. Little touch of red and more yellow, and then slowly add the red as you go to try to mix the colors you want. And don't forget, you can add white in there. That helps change it to a different value sometimes as well. We've got a yellow pineapple. If we were working full watercolor, we would we would work wet on wet and add in the orange little spots in there now for them to soak up. And we're doing it in different mediums, so it's a little bit different. We will be going in with both yellow and orange when we start filling up those little spiky spots. But it's a little bit of a different process than watercolor, which is fine. So, while we're waiting for our yellow to dry, because that should have been quick. Let me know if you guys still need a couple of minutes on that, but I don't think it's too long of a process. We're going to take out a green, any green. I'm taking vivid lime green because I like a good bright green. And whatever blue you want to work throughout the piece, like, so I'm using what? Thylocyanine green shade. Oh, maybe that's a bad... Can you see the words, or is it just going to stay blurry forever? I believe in you. Nope. You're gonna have to trust me. Okay, we have blue and green on our palettes. We've got another pointed brush, depending on the size of your pineapple. Like I know Nico's pineapple, like your canvases are usually smaller. Like maybe you'll use a smaller brush. Mine's pretty big. I'm probably gonna use a big old guy like this. Because again, we're just kind of nonchalantly, is that how you say that? Throwing paint around because we want it to look painterly and messy and whatever, right? Joe Kaiser, you've been making it every time. I love it. Hello. Thanks for the fireworks, the multiple fireworks. Filling up the bottom with fireworks. Thank you. Caffeine's being bad to you. What does that mean? Doesn't tell me when you're live. Offended. Rude. If you ask me. We're using whatever brush feels right. Look how bad this one is, you guys. It's like separated on its own, but I like it that way, okay? That's weird though, Joe. You get notifications for other people, just not me. So first we're gonna get our brushes wet and we're gonna go right into that green paint. It doesn't matter. We're not looking for chocolate milk consistency. We just want thick old paint. And we're gonna go into our little, oh, this green's gonna suck, isn't it? The green I picked might not be a good green because it's not going over top the orange very well. Okay, hold up. Okay, I'm just taking out, oh my gosh, it exploded all over my lap. Just what you want. I'm taking out a different green. Light green permanent, not that different, I guess. And again, you want it to go on thick because you want it to go on opaquely. Opaquely? I know, that is so highlighter. I thought it would be a little nicer, but she ain't. So I'm going to go into my leafies of the crown. And I'm going to fill in just not fully. Like, we're not coloring it in fully because we, again, want some of that yellow that's of our underpainting to peek through. See how I'm like leaving space because we're just like lightly slobbing on some paint. We want it to look cool and painterly. You can play around with adding water or not adding water if you want to try like dry brushing. That's cool. But I'm using all of these triangles that we've started out with to start laying that green in. Yeah, I said this green, I agree, this green's way better. Right? We're just going to lightly slob on some paint. This is where I'm really asking you to like let go and not treat your painting too precious. You can thicken up some of those lines you made if you want. And we're just filling these puppies in. Check them triangles out. Sure, why not? Again, she messy. She's not calculated. There's no rhyme. Well, just kidding. There is a little bit of rhyme and reason for where you're putting all your things. But you don't want it to be fully colored in because you want, like I said, these colors peeking through. It's a really nice, oops. It's really nice. It's fun to try to push yourself and do techniques that you might not usually be comfortable with, especially if you're someone who paints very, very clean edged, right? Maybe let's make that one a little thicker. I don't know. And remember, nothing's permanent. As you go through, you can add some more. Oh my gosh, I just threw my paintbrush. Okay, and then not to stress this out too much, but we do kind of have to move a little bit quicker because we want our paint to still be wet on here. Is we're going to dip our already, see my paintbrush has green in it, and then I dipped a touch of blue onto it. And on your palette, you're just going to mix those together a little bit, and you should grab a darker blue, right? It should come up a little bit. Sorry, like a darker green. It's the worst today. Adding a little bit of blue gives you like a little bit of a darker green. So if we come into all these middle parts of where these leaves match or hit up with each other, see now I add that little line, which is like a rough outline of one of those bottom leaves that we made. We can add little spots of this darker color, which is green mixed with a blue, the green that you've already been using. And we're adding a little bits of definition in some of these areas. Again, not super, like, let me bring it close to show you, like, really, when you see it this close up, it looks like nothing. When you bring it far away, then shapes start to distinguish each other a little bit better, and it helps your eye figure it out. Which is what I always say is, like, because I know I do it all the time too, that it's easy to get stuck. Like, you're like this close, like you can't even see nothing, like this close to the painting, and you're like trying to put the perfect little stroke down. You're like, ooh, I don't want to mess up. And you're so close with it, you're like, wow, this is the worst line ever. It's wobbly, it looks like crap, everyone's going to notice it, this line sucks. But then if you, like, look away for a second and then, like, look back, you're like, oh, wow, from far away, if I take a step back, that line doesn't even matter. So don't stress yourself up over little tiny things. Asa can't wait to paint this one. Yes! I can't wait to see yours either. I think this is a good one. Justin, not wrong. He's like, hey, that's also good life advice. Eh? I'll take it. Take a step back, you guys. Or just like Justin, it's funny because he's helped me with that many times. I'm the type of person, if I like get in an argument with somebody or if I need to write something important to someone, I write it down in my notes first, and it takes me like a couple days. I like write out this thing. It makes me feel better to like say it at least in a message versus, I mean, in a notes versus to the actual person. And I was very ready to send the message, and Justin's like, sleep on it. And just like take a step back from it for a second. And I did. And it was better. So, I'm still going through and adding some of these darker lines and seeing how that pineapple is kind of coming together. And even look, maybe you want to make that line down the middle darker to define that one leafy. Sure. And remember, since white is our friend, we can easily, like, let's say we think our pineapple should be a little thinner. Like, maybe you don't like that line. Let's just paint some white over top of it. I think that's fine. I'll show you that. Can you tell that I feel that way about mine? Okay, I'm just putting in some darker green blue, which is green that we've been using mixed with a little bit of blue. Heck, if you want to, you can even just make like an extra line of just this dark blue color. I don't know. Fill in some of the spaces if it's looking a little sparse. Sparse? That's the right word. Now I'm just second guessing every word I say today. Okay, how about them apples? Is this song just on repeat the whole time? Oh no, it's not. How are our little pineapples looking? I don't know, maybe I'm just gonna mess it up even more. I have to stop touching this spot. I'm just picking at it. Story of my life. Okay. How do you like them apples? It's funny, you can see where it dried, right where that line was. That's okay. Ah, thanks for the heart, Acid. Alright, alright, alright. Let's get down to business and get this pineapple texture going. Unless you want me to show it, maybe I'll just do that quick so it can dry later. Ugh. Struggle to open this every time. Okay. I'm just going to take a little bit of white. This isn't something that everybody has to do. It's just because I see there's some new faces in here, just in case you've never done a YouTube one. But to fix things, the good old whiteout technique, I like to call it, and this is why I try to tell you to not stress, and there's no such thing as mistakes. Just get a paintbrush wet. Go right into your white paint, thick white paint. You hardly want any water in there because you want it very opaque. Am I right? And you can go in and like erase. Like, I don't want that pineapple. Is it in there? Right? Like, maybe like, oh, okay, I didn't like how far I brought out that pineapple edge. Right? Oh my gosh, you cutie jars over there. Thanks. Thank you. I have to tell Justin to pay up. That's funny. And, like, maybe you don't like that one. Like, cover it up. A little bit of water you need on your brush, but you don't want to water it down too much. Because then it becomes translucent and you can't hide up them mistakes. Am I right? And usually when you white out something like that, I do suggest you kind of roughly go kind of all the way around. Even if you're not hiding things, sometimes your white at home might look different than what your canvas white is. So then it could be very obvious if you don't like pull the same white all the way through. But like even too, right? Like maybe you think your pineapple's too fatty. With this white, you can like paint away shapes that you don't want to like shape it, the negative space to shape it into the shape you want. If you want. It's just being touchy if you need to be, but it's funny. This is how I paint. You got every painting I do. If it's like, oh, I make a mistake, then I layer it and I layer it until I layer it until I layer it, and I'm happy. And so when people ask me to like be a tattoo artist, it's like, you want me to keep making mistakes and then covering it up, but you can't really cover it up because it's a tattoo, so like it doesn't really make sense. Sorry. Not for me. Alright, how's that? And again, not everybody had to do that, but maybe when you're looking at your crown of your pineapple, I love that I'm just using this word I learned today over and over again. And maybe you think like, oh, I made it too thick at the bottom and I want it to thin up as we go up. Like, this is a way to do that. And for many of you, that may have happened because you're copying what I'm doing. And if I did it, then exactly. Some of you are having this problem for sure. And again, I don't want to stress you out because some people like judge their success of a paint night on if it looks like mine or not, which you shouldn't do, but I know some people do, so. All right, let's get this show on the road. And then guess what? Sorry, I'm not done on this thought, actually. If once we draw up the pineapple a little bit more, which the sun is getting right into my eyeballs. This is unfortunate. When we build up the pineapple even more, like maybe you're like, oh, actually, I do want the green out some more. You just paint over top the white spot, okay? Oh, I'm using orange paint and my nose is so itchy. Okay. Well, now we're taking orange paint out. Oh! Take out orange. If you don't have orange, you can use orange. Sorry. If you don't have orange, you can use red and yellow to make orange. Oh my gosh. I'm so allergic. Disclaimer, if you're allergic to the paint, don't use it like me. Yeah, that's probably the best idea. Oh, I'm allergic to cadmium. And it just makes my nose itchy. Do you guys see that? My face, the sun usually doesn't come from this window at all, but at this time of the year it does for uno momento. It'll go away in a second. All right. Get orange onto your palettes, people. Just ignore my ADD for a minute. We're going to go into the orange and we are going to make a chocolate milk consistency. We want it pretty watered down right now. We'll get it to be thicker later, but to start, we want it watered down. Realistically, you could probably do it with pencil if you want. I think you should do it with paint, but if you want, you can do it with pencil, very lightly over top your pineapple, of course. But I'm using a little small brush, probably the smallest brush we've used today. And we're going to start at the very bottom of our pineapple, okay? And we're literally just going to go bloop, bloop, bloop. Right? Do you see that? Sorry that I'm just going to be scratching my nose for the next 20 minutes. But look, it's just like a little wave or like a little bird. Let me zoom in maybe. Which means, oh, oops. If that's there. Come on, guy. What? Come on! Okay, that's what we're trying to do here. Oh. Look, we got some little bumpies, right? And then it's going to be very redundant, if that's the right word. We're going to go and make sure that the next bumpy is in the middle of those two bumpies. Right? And then continue that on. Right? Always make sure that the bumpy that you draw, I'm just calling them bumpies, sorry. That the bumpy that you draw is in the middle of the bumpy underneath it. And if you're picturing it like a bird, you know how that's usually how we're taught to draw birds. Right over top, that bird's head, you want to do another bumpy. And remember, this is very watered down paint. Reminds you of fish koi, yes, koi fish scales. Beauty, exactly like that. Exactly. And it's okay if they're a little, like, not perfect. Because again, that's what I always try to tell you when we paint nature things. Nature isn't always perfect. So it's okay if they're a little wild and a little off the side. But again, it's very watered down. Like, I'm going to put, I'll show you what it looks like if I put a not watered down orange beside it, right? Like, that's not watered down paint at all. See what I mean? Like how it's really watered and it's nice to see it like dry, very translucent. But if there's not water in it, it'll dry dark like that. Kenzie, nature made you perfect. Sweet little soul. What you up to? And we are rolling, rolling, rolling. Justin, don't apologize for rampaging the duck. Isn't that the whole point? And go, and go, and go, and go. We're still going. And again, look like, it's dripping, whatever. That's fun. And again, whoop, make sure it's in the middle of a bumpy underneath it. Just keep it going. And another one, and another one. Oops, that one's a little crazy. Again, highly suggested that it's very drippy paint, very watered down. We will have an opportunity to slob on some thick paint, but this is just helping us lay out. Yeah, DJ Khaled, that's what I was thinking of. This is just helping us just figure out where all of these things are going to go. Oh, wow, look at that one. That's a crazy one. Nothing to see here, folks. Oops. And rolling, rolling, rolling. Oh, oops. Got off the side a little bit. Yeah, Kenzie, I just saw your story talking about pollen. Her car was literally, like, coated. Which is nuts. Lisa coming in, loving the schlob. Love that. How's it going, everybody? How are our little pineapple bumpies going? Wow, wow. Mine are getting wild. Kenzie's actually here, so it's here in Canada. But, South Canada. Oh, South Calgary is what you're saying. Sorry, that's right. I thought you were American. I could be wrong. I could be just talking out of my butt. Oh, no. That one's wild, too. Okay, yeah, so I wasn't wrong. Yeah. Okay, we've got the basics of our pineapple down. Right? Of where all these shapes are going to go. You had little pollen, hey, down in the south? I truthfully, I didn't know Calgary got as much pollen as Kenzie has on her car. I truthfully didn't know. And I live here. Okay, from far away, look at the pineapple has begun, right? I think it looks pretty good so far. I like the drippies. So, What we're going to do before we start filling in the pineapple is we're going to do some orange splatter. It's the best part. Some of you might be stressed out. You don't have to do splatter if you don't want to. You can cover your pineapple if you don't want to get splatter on your pineapple. But we're going wild, folks. And we are splattering some green. I'm taking out the same green, the original green, right? Not the one mixed with blue, just the regular green. We're going to take out a good sized paintbrush, like maybe like this. Again, pointed sometimes is easier for people to splatter with. For some of you, maybe not. But I suggest to start with that. And just like I taught you a million times with our good old chocolate milky consistency, we're going to drip our... dip, I think is what I meant to say. Our paintbrush into the water. And scoop some water onto our palette and make that good old chocolate milky consistency. Kenzie, is that the stuff you gave me? How do I pronounce that? Tayin. No? I'm pretty sure that is a very common Mexican treat, but I could be wrong. I just remember I went to a wedding in Mexico and they had like amazing desserts. And like just this crazy spread, but there was this like one like vegetable. It was almost like a turnip. A turnip with like a seasoning salt type of a thing on it, and it was like such an interesting flavor to me. And I'm pretty sure it's that tahine stuff. I'm assuming you don't pronounce the J, but I could be wrong. Okay, so I've got that chocolate milky consistency on my paintbrush. I'm gonna go like a hangs loose away from my pineapple, and I'm just gonna flick my brush. Oh no. As I say, oh no. A lot of you will be doing it flat, and realistically, doing it flat, you can get nice little drops, like with your chocolate milk consistency on your brush. You drop it, you go into the pile of green, and then you like drop it. Come on, brush. I didn't load it up good enough. Come on. This paintbrush is just holding all of the drip. It's not going well at all. Come on. Well, it's not working, is it? Come on. That might just mean I need more water in my paint and my brush. Come on. Let's go. Why are you working? Come on. Oh well, we're just gonna go with it. I am gonna put some green inside my pineapple because I like it that way. Y'all don't gotta. The only reason why, like I say, I don't teach that often is because usually you want your painting flat to dry flat with the spots on like that. When you hold it up, some of them might drip down, but we're going for it. Here, I'll bring it close. Do you see all the little splatters? I do it because I like it. You gotta. That's how the life goes, you know? It's hot enough in my place that the water's just evaporating before it drips off my paintbrush. Oh my gosh, Lisa, you don't have to apologize. You guys were camping. It's okay that you didn't make it. How was camping? That was probably beautiful. Okay. We've got some green splatter. Even if you want, you can like draw in your own. Like maybe you want a dot here with a paintbrush. You can literally paint on a spot if you want to. I won't tell anyone. Let's put another one right there. Beauty, done like dinner. Okay, are we ready to fill up that pineapple? We're gonna need orange, and we're gonna need a little bit bigger of a paintbrush than what we were just using. I don't know, something like that. Again, medium-sized paintbrush. Doesn't matter if you don't have the same size as me. If you just splattered green into your pineapple, be wary of painting near it, okay? And also have yellow on your palette. in case we cover up too much spots and we want to add a little more yellow to the bottom of our pineapples, okay? So we've got orange, we've got yellow, we've got a medium-sized brush. We are not making it chocolate milk consistency. We want the paint to be pretty thick, which means a little bit of water on my brush, but more paint than water. You're basically just dipping your brush to prepare it. And we're going to be very loosey-goosey, okay? Maybe I should zoom in, I don't know. But we're going to start, and we're just going to, like, see how I'm just slobbing. That's the best word I can think. I'm just smacking my paintbrush at the tip top of every bump that we made, right? Like, here's the bump, and I'm just gonna go meh inside of it. Do you see what I'm doing and how that's happening? We're leaving a little bit of yellow on the bottom. We don't want to cover up all of our work, right? We want to show some of that yellow. And this is fun with painting like this. Like, you can use a lot of paint and it can go on thick for the slob mob. Exactly. And see how I'm kind of avoiding the green a little bit? I don't really want to mess with the green, so I'm just kind of avoiding it for now. But like, look at when it goes on nice and thick, like you can see that texture in there, and like that's pretty and cool. And it builds the texture of the pineapple itself already, right? Because the pineapple is rough on the outside. You know what's so funny? And if Justin, I think this is from the Curl Show, so Justin should probably know it, but I made my, you know how Facebook gives you like time hops or like memories, and it like shows you what your like status was like 12 years ago, if you're as old as we are and have been on Facebook for 12 years. And my status like 11 years ago, I don't know, how long was it? I don't know, it was like maybe 10. And it was like, I'm like a not like a, oh no, it was a croissant. I thought it was a pineapple. It was like tough on the outside, sweet on the inside, like a pineapple. But no, it's a croissant. Hard on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside. It's from the Curl Show, isn't it, Justin? Anyway, just went on a tangent. That means nothing. We're just still going through and filling in the tops of those little meep-meeps we just made. If you want to follow the shape of the bump, you can. I think it's cool when some of these yellows peek through. Again, I'm putting it on pretty thick. And the reason I said that it... The reason I said you should have some yellow out on your palettes is because maybe for some of you, maybe you're covering up all the yellow. And you're like, no. Then you're sad. Well, guess what? You can go do exactly the same thing as we've been doing with the orange by just going right into your yellow and kind of filling in some little spots of yellow too. Maybe you want to wait till your orange is dry. Maybe you want the orange to be wet and it's going to kind of blend some nice colors in together. See what's happening there? Some of you might not need to put another layer of yellow. Maybe the layer you have is enough. But again, if we're building up texture and making it a more painterly, like we're not trying to make this a real... We're trying to make it more of a painting with texture and color than it like a realistic, hyper-realistic pineapple. And so see, I'm kind of following along with those shapes that we've already set up. Popping some yellow in some of those spots that are slacking. Oh my gosh, Kenzie, you just unlocked a memory. She said, do you remember Pineapple Pen? Isn't it like a song? He's like, a pen and an apple, a pineapple. Right? Am I wrong? My brain's shot today, you guys. I have apple, I have pen. Pen, pineapple, apple, pen. Everybody's in on it together. I'll play it after. And again, like, see how it's, like, not perfect, like, the painting's messy. Again, if you want to make every circle perfect, that's up to you. You are more than welcome to. I just got here seeing you for the first time. Why do you look like a naturally fun person? Not anime boy. Speaking to my soul. I'd like to think I'm a fun person. Welcome to the studio, just like Justin said. Love to have you in here. We're just painting a pineapple. I'm just filling in some yellow spots, messily. This might be driving some people crazy that it's not perfect. And guess what? Good. Just kidding. I don't want you to be driven crazy, but I do want you to let go and paint a little loosey-goosey sometimes too and see if you like it. Oh my gosh, look, Not Anime Boy just came in and fit in a second. We were literally just talking about the pineapple pen. Kenzie with the fine apple. Oh, you and Sydney thinking alike. Just pumping my tires, you sweet angels. So look, how we're looking at it close and it looks like a mess. From afar, a little more pineapple-y. Am I right? And like, I missed one spot here because there was some green in there. Let's just toss some orange. Oops, it mixed with the green, but who cares? Me. And again, depending... Thanks for the follow. We paint here every Thursday. Every Thursday. Okay? You'll never forget. But, depending on how much detail you want to go in here, like, then you can go back around and keep drawing in your orange. Like, working this wet on wet with these thick schlobs of paint is going to yield lots of cool textures and lots of cool, like, fun things. And like I said, it's like just 9, what time is it? It's 10 after 9 right now, and we're so close to finishing our pineapple already. So it's kind of might be a good time to just, like, push some textures and play with some different things and see what happens. Okay. How's that? Kenzie can't stop eating today. Are you at least eating delicious things? Justin's the same. Hey, maybe it's just in the air, you guys. She's just eating celery, okay. Snack on celery all day. You're playing Fortnite and your battery's gonna die, but see you next week. Oh, anime boy. See you next time. Glad to have a new follower. Love that. Oh, guys, the sun. I hate when my studio's not set up for sun. Okay, how are we feeling? Let's take a little quick looky. Love you and the viewers in the stream. Bye. Have a great life. You guys, we like Anime Boy. It brings positivity to the group. I'm just showing you this nice and close, okay? Like, see how there's just, like, some cool little... I don't know. Schlobs of paint. That's the best way to describe it. Am I right? Kenzie rediscovered Bits and Bites. My mom makes nuts and bolts for Christmas every year, and that's like our nut. Those are our Bits and Bites. Did you get the barbecue ones? Okay, we're moving. We're cruising. I got a smaller paintbrush out. Oh, wow. Look how much paint I just slobbed on there by accident. Whoop. But it's a little paintbrush, because guess what we gonna do? We're going to come to the bottom of all these loopies and we're just going to go meep, meep, meep. Alright, do you see what's happening here? We are making our pineapple. They can be a little thicker than that probably, actually. Out the bottom of all of our little circlies that we've made, we're making our pineapple spike out. Sydney was snacking all day today too. Okay, you guys. It was in the air for sure. I'm gonna be honest with you guys that I was a little hungover today. So food wasn't top of my list. I told you, I let the hot weather just take me wild. Did you have water? Yes. I totally did have water. That's the one thing that I'm good at. Because of my emotional support water bottle. So I do, but it's not it's not I was like, not a good hungover. Like, not where you're like, I need to eat, where you're like, I feel like able. And it's because I drank too many different things. That's the problem. You know? Too many different things. Like wine and like shots and like other things. Just I don't drink all the time, or often. But apparently when I do, I just like to mix all of the above and just feel like crap. But when she does, exactly. But when she does, watch out. Wash out. Okay, how's that? Look, our pineapple's spiky. She's cutie. Okay, Dos Equis, man. But when I do. Exactly. Okay, what are we ready for? We are ready for our pineapple to dry a little bit. Sorry, it's not exciting. But we've got to wait for the pineapple to dry a little bit because we need to use our white, but we can't use the white until it's dry. We want it to go on nice and opaque over top of all those shapes. So let's, how about bring it up into our little pineapple up here for now. While we let this bottom spot dry, Kenzie's got a fun fact. In high school, my hair looked like a pineapple and people called you Pineapple Head. That doesn't sound very nice. What, like, can I ask, like, how did it look like a pineapple? Like, I can understand, like, did you wear, like, a high pony? Kenzie's gonna share a photo to share, send a photo to share with the class so that we all know. Because I'm a little confused. Alright, while we wait for the bottom to dry, we still have this smaller paintbrush in our hands. I was gonna say on our brush, but that doesn't make sense. We're still using this little guy. Where is it? Here it is. Meep. We're gonna go into the white with a little bit of water on our brush, but not too much. Because again, we want it to go on nice and opaque like, okay? Me. Okay. And when we want our lines to go nice and thin, it's the pressure test, right? You don't want to push too hard on your paintbrush. You want just the tip of the brush touching because that's how you get a nice little thin line. But if you press the whole thing, like see how the whole paintbrush is on my hand. Look how thick this line is compared to this line. Pressure, okay? So we want little nice lines. So we're holding our paintbrush very lightly. And we are going to just define some of these shapes of pineapple crown. Okay? So like I'm going to like box this one out, right? Like lightly outline it with my white. Not like a strict outline, like see it close up. Like I'm just showing that that is its own leaf with a little white line down the middle. And like same over here, like do we want to put a little white line through the top one? But remember what I always say, like keep showing your work. Like you don't want to hide everything you've done. And we've already put like a blue line down the middle. So you want to be able to see it a little bit. Like that just adds to the whole painting. Like see how that blue line is to the right of the white line that I put down there. Like maybe let's just, oh, that's kind of in a bad spot, but whatever. And same over here, like let's just make sure that we know that that's not a full leaf by just dividing it with some white. Maybe down here we can kind of roughly outline some stuff. It's not a perfect outline. It's okay if it's wobbly. We want that today. Am I right? I'm like, why not another just white line in the middle of that one? See how from far away now, all these just small, different variations of value and color and line. Really, like, let's go far away again. Really bump that baby up, right? And again, it doesn't have to be perfect because we aren't worried about it being a hyper-realistic painting. We just want it to be a fun, textured, put in, like, statement piece. You can, like, put it in a bathroom or in your bedroom or something. Salute, little RCB. Have you been here the whole time? Or did you just come back? I'm noticing I just made my pineapple ginormous, but Meep meep. Okay, we're just gonna go for it. Even if our pineapple maybe is a little wet, that's okay. But see those white lines we did, right? Just a couple sporadic ones. Maybe I'll keep it here for a second while you guys do that. And then we're gonna bring it. Taste the Roadrunner tonight. Sorry, you guys. I'm going fast, aren't I? Sorry. I can't type it. Oh. That was... You're right. That is more Roadrunner. Oh, now I want to watch Looney Tunes. Okay. We've got... See, then I thought I was going too fast, but no, I'm just making crazy noises. So we'll move on to the next one. Okay. We're sneaking on down to the pineapple here, and we're going to do one of the last things. We have 2 colors left. White and then blue, okay? So we're going to start with our little paintbrush, and we're going to go at the very bottom, and we're going to pick a little bumpy, and we're going to go right in the middle. So right, this is a bump right here, right? We started with 3 at the bottom. Right? Do we kind of roughly see where those are right now? Right? We're going to go in the middle of 2 and draw a line up into the one that's above it. Let me know if this is confusing or annoying. Same here. There's the 3 at the bottom. We're going to go in the middle, and we're going to pull a line right up into the circle that's above it. Bear with me, folks. Same here. Does that kind of make sense? And what you're going to do to each of those lines is you're just going to... Basically, it's an arrow pointing down. Do you see that? I'm going on the bottom of each side. Arrow pointing down. Arrow pointing down. Daryl, we missed last Thursday because you were camping and had no internet. Oh, it's okay. I love that you guys apologized for not making it, but you guys... That's okay. I'm glad that you got out into the outdoors. Okay, we're going to another. Now the bump's here. Let's go above it to the middle. And we're making a line in the middle. Basically, of each bump. Wait, what did I call it? Oh, just kidding. Yes. You're thinks I didn't notice that you're new here. Look. This pineapple. Okay. We're close. It's almost complete. Bahamas in the building. Hello. Welcome to the Studs. Feeling like we're in the Bahamas. Can you wish Edvon? How do I pronounce it? I'm going to butcher it like the jerk that I am. But happy birthday, Edvon. Are you here? Are you watching? I love that. Phoenix, you want to go? Oh, like to the Bahamas? Trust me. Same. Oops. We're just painting arrows, everybody. Down arrows, right? We're going... And it's going to be... They're very... Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Again, it's not... It's something in nature, so it wouldn't be exactly symmetrical. And we are going to just go through. See how they're coming along there? See how like some of them are a little crazy, but they're all in the middle of all of our little bumpies. Me, me, me. Bumps? Don't you mean beans? I missed one show and you forget the science. Ilum, you're not wrong. But these aren't really beans. Really. Because I taught them like little bumpies, right? Like a little like wave, like above each other. I don't know. I don't know. Also, hi, Ilum. How are you doing? I'm upset and I don't know why. Don't worry, I'll put a bean in there, okay? I'll put a bean, I promise. We're still going through and we're going to every little bean. And we are drawing a line straight up from the bump underneath it. Right on up. It's okay, maybe you missed one or something. I don't know. But let's just keep making these lines all the way through. Some of you might want to make the line and make the arrow immediately, like right away, make that pointing down. Doo -doo. Some of you might want to do all the lines first and then go through and make all the little down arrows. That's fine. Kiddo's over here shaming Hawaiian pizza. I apologize. You're in the wrong place. Okay? I literally have a pineapple pizza in my fridge right now as we speak. Kenzie, are you saying same like you don't like pineapple pizza? Because I didn't know that I don't know. Oh no, you said shame. Oh, I thought you said same. Oh, kiddo, we're just bullying kiddo. Just kidding, kiddo. You don't have to like it. I guess. And here goes Ilum. Just for that, I'll reheat some Hawaiian pizza and enjoy the heck out of it. It's funny because my boyfriend doesn't like Hawaiian pizza either. So yesterday, Dan wasn't home, and I was with a friend who likes Hawaiian pizza. So it was nice to be able to order it, okay? You agree that only fruit that belongs on pizza is a tomato. No. Lisa's a fan of Hawaiian too, you guys. I'm telling you. It's something about that salt. That's salty. Salty and sweet, actually, is. I was saying the right thing. Gotta love it. Oh. I lost track of where I should be going. That's okay. Basically every crease of our little waves that we made, you will be drawing a line straight up. But again, if you like kind of lost sight of them, they're not as perfectly clear because we have been kind of slobbing paint around. Guesstimate. You can see, right, they're kind of in a nice pattern as they go up. You're from California, they have every type of pizza. I'd like to think that we do too, but that could also be wrong. Kenzie and I, and then Dan and I actually went to it again because it was so good. Ordered from a place called Actually Pretty Good. The restaurant's called Actually Pretty Good. So you like eat it and you're like, oh my gosh, it's actually pretty good. Like, it was so cute. And they had such good pizzas. And they're like actually pretty good. How's our little fiesta of pineapples going here? Of the pokey bits. You ordered from there on the weekend. See, yeah, did you like them? We really liked their crust. How's it Hawaiian if it has Canadian bacon? You know what? We love a good mixture of cultures, don't we? Okay, how are our little down arrows? Right? Let's look at it from far away. Oh my gosh, is that a pineapple or what, folks? We're almost done! I love that America named ham Canadian bacon. Oh! You're right. Canadian bacon is just like ham cut into little pieces, isn't it? We just have like normal bacon here. We also have bacon. Okay, to finish it off, we are going to be using the blue that we used a while back. Mine got mixed in with the green, but we're going to try to still use it anyway. How are we doing, everyone? Am I moving too fast? Are we up to date? Are we wanting some questions of something else? Are we ready to move on? Holler at your girl. Let me know. It is... Oh my gosh, it's 9:30, so here I lied again. It's took as long as the rest of them do. Going to Ireland and realizing they have no syrup. I didn't know they had no syrup in Ireland. I didn't know that. Okay, everybody, our last step's pretty easy. I'm using another, just the same old little thin brush. I'm going into my blue with a little bit of water so that it pulls well, but I want it to go pretty opaque. This is a thing that some people might want to do black, but I just think it's more fun to do it a little more colorful. And we are just going to go, let's zoom in again. We are going to go on the left-hand side. Oh my gosh, maple bacon pizza is the best. There's a place called Una here, and it has a maple bacon pizza, and it is superb. But then also, I just had honey on pizza recently because of Kenzie, and that shit was delicious too. It just gets sticky in your hands, and I hate that. Okay, we've got blue on our little thin brush, right? And we are going to be nice and gentle. Maybe we'll do those parts last. Okay, so we're just going to bring this on down. I hate how this doesn't let me, right? And again, it feels, like I said, redundant. We've done it a million times, but we're going to go back in and kind of outline with this just blue. Before we had blue mixed with green, but now we're going to go into some spots with just this blue, okay? And we're going to stick to the left-hand side of all of our items, okay? So, like, here's the leaf. We're going to go on the left-hand side of the line. On the leaf over here, we're going to go on the left-hand side. Just the left-hand side, because that's where the dark... Like, we're going to imagine that the sun's coming from the left over here. Imagine a little sun. So the left-hand side of all of our shapes is going to be the shadows, right? So that's why we're going to just on the left-hand side of the pineapple... We're going to do some blue, and this is, again, like when you're not painting literally, you're using literal concepts like shadow and whatever, but you're not doing it exactly to the book. You're just implying, like, shadow will go over here. It's fine. And it gets the point across, okay? Your painting is not flat. Just adds what? The only words I ever say. Depth and dimension, am I right? Okay, this is a little weird on mine, and we'll just ignore it for now. But we're going to continue that same concept as we go. Here, we're back to our pineapple up here. And we're going to stick to the left-hand side, and very lightly, like it doesn't have to be exact. We're just slobbing it on, but we're going to go to the left-hand side of all of our arrows. Okay, with the blue. And remember, press lightly on your paintbrush. If you want the line to be thin. But see what I'm doing here? And see how those already are bumping up these little pokies? Because realistically, this is the pokey of the pineapple, right? So these pieces would be like sticking out and kind of like, whatchamacallit, shadow. How do you light and shadow? So that's what's tough, Phoenix, is teaching and learning and understanding light and shadow and dimension and perspective. They're very complex like, it's very hard for me to teach you that in an hour class online, basically, right? It's so I always joke that I just kind of teach you guys the half-assed way without really getting into the theory and explaining it well. But it is all about, like, knowing where the sun's coming from, deciding, right? Because you're painting the piece, so you just decide where you want the sun to come from, and you just have to be consistent. Oh, you know what you're doing. Okay, Phoenix, then you're fine. But it's all about being consistent for people who don't know. Consistent about where you are using your light and color. Like, you want the shadows to make sense throughout the whole thing. You couldn't have some of these have their shadow on the left-hand side like we're doing, and then all of a sudden this one have it on the right-hand side. Because it would be confusing, right? And this is straightforward because, yes, Phoenix is bringing up multiple light sources because that's obviously something that you can do as well, right? There's not only the sun direction, but when they're teaching you how to paint and when you're trying to do it the easiest way you can, you just try to imagine it from one direction. And that's why, like, some artists who paint out of their head, they really have to know and understand it. While some artists, if you're just a reference, like you're just copying a reference photo, it's a little bit different, right? You just copy it as long as you're aware of where the lights are coming from. But just like ACAD was the college I went to, the art college I went to, teaches you, like, they teach you all the basics and then you can decide later if you want to break the rules or not. But it's good to know all the rules and to know the basics and to understand how everything works. But when it comes to these paint nights, we're just having fun. So you can have something that you can hang in your home or just be proud of or gift to your mom or something. But see how now we did it on the, and look what I mean by left-hand side, right? Like, there's the arrow, and on the left-hand side of all of these shapes, I have put a little line. Right? And then since we've decided blue is going to be our outline color or a shadow color, we're going to roughly go around the edges. And we're going to do blue underneath those spikies that we did. The example that you're looking at, see, it's so tough again. Truthfully, this is a painting that I painted very quickly in the example, in the reference photo. And going on just again where you can decide how much detail you want to give or not. And I just did the same thing. I stuck to this, like, left-hand side is roughly the darker side. And we're going to come on under our pineapple with this blue, right? You outline it. One on the middle left side. Oh my gosh. Right here. Neat. Good call, Ilham. Nice catch. This one doesn't even have, I didn't even put the bottom white spots of this guy. Ilham with the details, I love it. Right, you can even, like, put some white spots on the side if you want for them too, but neat, neat. But when you come to the bottom, and we are going to just add a bunch of water to our brush. We know how to do that, right? We've got the good old chocolate milk consistency. And I'm going to keep going with my paintbrush into my water and coming back on to just keep pulling out until you get around the edges a little bit. Oh, Phoenix. Okay. I get what you're saying. And it's funny because you're an engineer, so it's very literal. I get what you're saying. Yes, this shadow that we're drawing at the bottom, realistically, logically, wouldn't come out this side. It would only go out this side, right? Because if that's what we're saying, the sun's coming from over here, there shouldn't be a shadow on this side. Like, the shadow at the bottom doesn't make sense. Is what you're saying. I get that. And that's just me being a classic artist and breaking rules. I'm just making the piece have, like, a bottom. So, like, if I didn't put anything on the bottom, it would look like it's just floating in space. So giving it a little bit of a shadow, it's more just a decorative thing, but you are not wrong. Logistically, makes no sense. But my art's good. Thanks, Phoenix. You're the best. I know. There's lots of things in my art that probably make no sense, so don't look too hard. Okay. But when you're making this watered down little base like we are here, if you are painting it flat, you might need to lift it up a little bit to try to get this effect. Because now I'm going in with more blue on my brush, not water, just blue. And I'm touching close to the pineapple because we want it the darkest at the very bottom. But it's mixing in with that really watered down consistency, right? And so it's gonna dry nice and textured. Give me some of that up drip. Only if you want. No, I will. We can do that. Let's let this guy drip a little bit and we can get some up drip in there. How about that? That looks cool. So I can't flip it up yet, Ilum, because that will all just soak up the whole pineapple. But catch me outside. How about that? I didn't even realize that's what I was saying. You are right. And then again, when it comes to detail, it depends on how far you want to push the painting, right? Like, since the thing that we're looking at up here was watercolor. Sorry, now I'm like so aware of my like Roadrunner sounds. Now that we are, and because this one that I did on the top there is watercolor, it dries a little more saturated in certain spots. So realistically, like this could be done as is. You don't have to do anything else more if you don't want to. It always depends on how far you want to push it. Maybe once this little shadow dries, maybe you're going to want to add more blue in there. Like, that's fine. But for some of you, maybe you want to define some of these shapes some more. I don't know, maybe. Because maybe you're worried it looks a little bit too orange. I don't know. I always try to think of like what's something that could be happening at home that someone maybe on YouTube can ask about. But like if you want to push more value and texture and all that jazz, dimension. Have I tried airspray? Oh, Phoenix, I haven't, but I wish. I do airbrush. I'm very new to the airbrush game, but I haven't airsprayed just because I don't have a good facility for it, like a good ventilation for it yet. But okay, we are going to our pineapple. This is for people who want to push the detail even more, right? You're going to put some red into your orange. More red than orange. But again, you can come over and you can, again, go through. Maybe a little more red. You want more red than orange. And you can, with this watered down consistency, kind of go back in roughly into your pineapple. And do you see what I'm doing there? I'm outlining one of our little bumpies, the top of the orange, just kind of defining that shape, right? Yeah, Ilum, airbrushing, super cool. I won't lie to you though, I bought like a pretty like crappy whatever one off of Amazon. I don't know if it's the greatest. I have a hard time like cleaning it and using it all the time. But the things that you can get, like the very first... You love a few of my pieces, Phoenix. Thank you. Which one? But this is like the first time I ever airbrushed, like playing with like different like textures. Like look how cool that thing is. You can make stuff look like neon signy. Like airbrushes are cool. Okay. Actually, even more so. On these Daft Punk pieces that I did. Like I wanted to make... Ooh, they're so shiny! Do you see like here... Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna like break them. Do you see right here? The like shine reflection? Same on his mask there. Just like making that like reflecty look. Full airbrush. Love it. And then, oh, Phoenix is talking about the Jokers. Look what I actually just got in today. Here I am just shamelessly promoting myself as always. That was Daft Punk. It was. I made the Joker into a mug. Eh? They're gonna be like 30, 35 bucks. I have a couple. Sarah. Oh, also, hello, Sarah. I didn't know you were in there. It is red, but it is with a little bit of the orange so that it is not too, not too different. Like, you want it to be a little close to the orange that you're using. So you mix a tiny touch of orange in there with your red. More red than orange. But again, not everybody has to do this. It's just if somebody wants to bump up some more texture. I don't know. Let's do it. And again, you can go back in with yellow. You can go back in with maybe some orange and white. Like, it really... The detail you can put on it is endless. Yeah, the the little shiny parts you're saying is a good use for the airbrush tool. I agree. It's just that, like, fuzzy look that you just, like, can't really achieve or very well controlled. Exactly, yes! One thing that I'm finding, and again, I don't know if it's because I have, like, a cheap, crappy one, but, like, it's a nuisance to use multiple colors on it. Like, you have to, like, clean it out before you put another color inside, if that makes sense. And, like, cleaning it's not, like, an easy process. Again, I'm not educated on it anyway. Like, I'll be the first to admit that I don't research ever. I'm not somebody who likes to see how other people do it. I really like to try and figure it out myself. Which is maybe stubborn, but I just like to feel it and see how she goes. It's the same with roller skating. It's the same with painting. It's the same with everything. Like, will I take lessons? No. Will I learn how to do it? No. Will I potentially break the machine trying to learn? Probably, but we're going for it. Alright, how's that? I'll bring it close so you can see. See how there's the red little, like, so they look like little rainbows almost over top the orange, okay? And again, oh, Kenzie, you've been airbrushing bath bombs? Okay, then you might be able to know some more things than me. As usual. You always teach me how to do everything, it's fine. Alright, I'm just adding some red up through here because whenever I use a color in a painting, I like it to be all the way throughout the painting, but that's just me. And, like, cool, you can splatter some red on there maybe if you want. You can darken the bottom up with some red if you want the bottom of your pineapple to be a little darker. You can take the whole left side of your pineapple and darken it with your red if you want to, right? Because if you want to stick to it being darker on the left, lighter on the right, you can do that. Great art drawing of the 4 Jokers. Thanks, Phoenix. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I don't really like Jared Leto. I love Jared Leto, but not as the Joker. I would have rather him not be in that painting, but it's fine. And Sid saying her pineapple's drunk. Love that. That sounds amazing. Justin, are you saying but that face saying like you love Jared Leto's face? Is that what you're saying? We're just going back through, like, I'm just going with more yellow. Like, we're done. Who are we kidding? But if you, like, let me know. Do we need any more help with anything? Should we try something else? I think you would if he was given more of a chance. I love Jared Leto. I think he's a good actor. I agree with Justin. He is a beautiful man. But I don't think he looked that great as the Joker. Yeah, the Joker was brutal. Like, and I don't know if it's his fault that the Joker is brutal. It just, like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that series, the like Suicide Squad ones. They just seem to be a little sporadic for me. And that's me, who's like the most sporadic of them all. Suicide Squad's so bad you hate Harley Quinn. I don't hate Harley Quinn, but I agree with you. I think Suicide Squad was bad. Bubsy, thanks for that. I'm gonna put some yellow in there. I don't know. Look at that cutie. The drop scenes would have made it better. Not wrong. You're not wrong. All right. Do we have a pineapple? How are y'all at home feeling about it? I honestly might mix a little bit of... Oh, good night, Lisa. Thanks for the cutie jar and hanging out with us. I'm putting some green down here too, just because I feel like it. Quote of the day. Because I feel like it. If we zoom in, it looks a little poopy on your screen, but it's cute over here. I swear. Well, yeah, Ilum wants an up drip. You done already had yours is. I know. Let's go. And if we want an up drip, this is Ilum's favorite. We should probably do a green up drip out the pineapple. Why am I just off screen all of a sudden? You do up drips with very watered down paint. Like our chocolate milk consistency. I don't really know where we're going to put it. Here. Oh, it didn't even... It just followed the leaf. Maybe right here. No? You don't want to fall? This green doesn't like it. We also do up drips with swagger. You're the best. And yeah! The up drips aren't working as hot just because we already went. Like, look, this up drip literally just went right beside the leaf. If you're a creative, I can show you how to make a pen airbrush. Like an airbrush out of like a pen. Is that what you're saying? Just like a pen that you have at home? You're an engineer, though. I don't know if I trust my skills compared to your skills. Okay, everybody, are you sending in your pineapples? Because you're not saying anything to me, so I guess that you're just pros and they're all going well. You can also put green inside here, too, if you want. I did with mine, but again, whatever floats your boat. What's happening to this paintbrush? I'm just putting some green in there because I like it. I like it a lot. And I feel like pineapples have some green in there. I don't know, right? Again, I'm just kind of going over some of those reds with some green. This is the definition of slobbing around today. Just putting colors wherever I feel like it. Kelsey Duty's phone died, so she's done now. Okay, well, we're done too. Don't worry. You didn't miss too much. Putting in the final touches, says Nico. I think it's pretty cutie. How do we feel about it, folks? It's been silence from the painters. I get self-conscious. Where's my phone here? Let me see. Ooh, I got 12 DMs, so I'm assuming we've got some pictures sent in there. Let me see. Okay, wait. Good night, Phoenix. Thanks for hanging out with us. Sorry, let me sneak over here. I'm just distracted, not on purpose here. Okay, let's get on over to Instagram. Let me open Kenzie's because I didn't open it earlier when she was talking about being a pineapple head. That people called her a pineapple head. They're jerks. First of all, when I hear someone say pineapple doesn't belong on pizza, thank you for describing exactly how I feel as well. And then here's our cutie little pineapple head. Tiny Kenzie, she's so cute. Oh my gosh, that's not... I guess that... Well, how else would you have had a pineapple head? Unless you had like a really short haircut. Wow, you're so cute. Look at your jean jacket. Oh, you're cute. Okay, who am I looking at here? Oh! Ashley! The last time we saw you was with Pikachu. But, okay. Love the pineapple and love all the splatter around the side. Beautiful. We've got a family of pineapples. Oh, and here's... Oh, yeah, those cutie gorillas. So good. So good. So good. Look at them all. Oh my gosh. I like how they're all different sizes. Just like a family. Made of different sizes. Okay, look at this pineapple. I love it. I love your splatter at the bottom. She's having a good time. What are you talking about? Oh my gosh, you guys are just taking up the whole... Look at all these fireworks in the comments. You guys. Okay, love that. I love that. I feel like the 4th of July. Who else we got here? We've got... Okay, Sarah. Sorry, I always forget that... I always forget that you guys might want to be anonymous and I just said your name. But it turned out great and I love that canvas. Did I find like the apparently kid? Oh, I found out that like apparently. I've never been on a roller coaster and like apparently. It goes really fast and like apparently. Oh. This one's colorful. I like the blue you used. It like this color is very nice. I'm loving the pineapples, everybody. Loving. Here it... Ooh! Okay, first of all, I see the artist. I think this is the cutie artist of this cutie right here, girl! Love. Love, love. This one has a nice blue background. This one's got a drip-tastic background. I love that. Okay. And this one's like... What you call it? I was gonna say a film noir or something. Like black and white, like moody, like super clean, like beautiful. A tiki lounge cup pineapple. Here we go. Hey, that's a good description. Oh. So cute. So cute. Okay, let me make sure that there is... Oh, we got more on this side. We got more on this side. It's disappearing. You're gonna have to send it again. Kelsey, you're gonna have to send it again as permanent, like not so that it goes away. This is the beautiful Nico. See what I mean? He's always little. I don't know how you paint on such a small little canvas, but you nail it every time. Beautiful. Okay, let me see, Justin, do we have to... Oh, you'll just see. Okay, good. I always have to check our messages and see what we've been talking about. Zero, first of all, didn't know you were painting along. And look how good you did. I like the black background. Pineapple in space. And it's digital. You always do such a good job. Zero if you're out there. You did so good. Okay, we've got another beauty in here. Look at that. Her phone died, but she nailed it anyway. Before. That's so good. I like your little blue spots too. Oh, and I'm just reading our message from before. Yes, I can send you a snake plant one as well. So good. Okay, tuning in from Winnipeg. Oh, right, we looked at these ones, but... Thanks for coming. I love that we were just all over North America, aren't we? Good job, everybody. Did I get them all? I think I did. I think I did. Don't let me miss anyone. Oh, beautiful. Kelsey, oh my gosh, get me out of here. Something just broke down over there for a second, but good job, everybody. Everyone did so good. Again, as usual, story of your lives. Everyone just nails it. Proud of you. This one was fun. Thanks so much, Tay. It was a super stressful week and you had fun. Yes. You did rule number 6, having fun. Just kidding. That's all that I want. That's why I like these paint nights, because they're stress relieving for me too, and I hope that y'all get the same relief. It's like they have a good teacher or something. Kenzie. Just pumping my tires. You guys. Zero says thanks. You're the best, Zero. I know I didn't see your name, so I didn't know you were here. You're killing it in the painting world, Zero. Nico liked this one because it was relaxing. It was relaxing, right? Like, we didn't have to worry about, like, shapes being perfect. We didn't have to worry about, yeah, fur, perspective. We didn't really even have to worry about shadows. They weren't really that big of a deal on this one. I love it. Literally the only thing I would have taught you guys different is just make the green part a little bit bigger. That's like literally the only thing that's different from this one to this, like this one to this one over here. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. What are we doing next week? Did I write it down? For Nakota and family, we're doing a porcupine. Just a little porcupine. So cute. It's so funny because I made a public announcement that I couldn't figure out a good picture of a porcupine, and then I was sent one. So we have a personal photo given to the group that we can use, and it is so cute. It's climbing on a fence, but I think we will paint it climbing on a tree. I think that's important. And then the next Thursday, which is the 17th, we will be painting like a fishing piece, like a fish getting fished. That's a classic dad painting, right? It's Father's Day on the 20th, so I thought we could do something that a lot of Fajas could enjoy. Thanks for the schlob mob, Ilum. You're the best. And then after that, we've got a Monstera. I just yawned, sorry. We're doing the heavily requested. Like, heavily requested. Yeah, look at Kelsey's reaction. The Monstera leaf. To be honest, I'm like low-key nervous about teaching you how to do it for some reason. I don't know why it feels hard for me. We'll figure it out. That's why I waited till the end of the month to do it. So, we're all in this together. Even if it's hard, we're going to come out on top with a leaf. Make sure you have white, and I would suggest you buy a green. It's very difficult to mix the green that you will want for your leafy. Okay? Just a PSA. You've got time. What else was I saying? I think that's it. We gotta do a thumbnail. It's not gonna be exciting. Like, I think I'm just gonna Photoshop my head into a pineapple, right? I think I literally just gotta... Oh, my Lanta dropped something. I don't know why it's so dark in here. Oh, I know why it's so dark in here. Just kidding. I need a pen and an apple. I don't have any apples. That's a good one, though. I should have. I've got to come prepared for the thumbnails, not time lapses. I think I'm just going to be a pineapple. Like this. Done. Bada boom, bada bing, right? Just like everything, Photoshop has ruined the thumbnail process. It just feels like cheating. Oh, that's the wrong way. It just feels like cheating for some reason, but I know it's not. That's just me. Make thumbnails great again. One day. Thanks for a fun night. Thanks for being the best family. I love that you guys all get together over in Winnipeg, or did they say Winnipeg or just Manitoba? And here, it's so cool that your family gets together and you all come here. I love that. I need my family to come. Fun fact, you guys, the very first paint night that I have ever in my life hosted was for my Odinsky cousins and family, because the Odinskys are quite... Broken Smile, you're in California! I just assumed you're Canadian. Love that. So are a lot of people, actually. California is, we're very split. I feel like we're split between Alberta and California pretty equally. What was I just saying, though? Cousins. Right. My Odinsky family, we are very committed to family reunions, and we take them very seriously, and we love them. And we go... Hey, Nikki's from Ontario, too, Nico. Don't worry. You just stay up late with us, and we appreciate you for that. Most Ontarians, I think, do the videos, the recording ones later. But at our family reunions, we always have, like, activities, and we all pay into this fund so that we can all, like, do these activities and whatever. It's, like, a big thing. And we're really sad we didn't have it last year because of COVID, so I hope we can this year. But one year, I was asked by the hosting family to host a paint night. Like, that's a fun activity for all of us to do. And I have like 11 cousins. They all have significant others. Some of them have kids. I have 2, 4, 6, 8 aunts and uncles. So there was like about 35 people in my first paint night ever. And it was live, like in person, because it was a few years ago. And they asked, like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, I have no idea what to paint. I was like, why don't we do the cabin, like my grandma's cabin? So nice for all of us. Easy. A couple rectangles. It's fine. And I, like, did the first 3, like, squares, and it was, like, perspective. So, like, in my head, I can easily, like, draw a perspective fine. But, like, nobody had a good time. Like, so many of my cousins were like, this is terrible. And they were probably, most of them were drinking, which is fine. But everyone was like, this is so hard, Taylor. You picked such a hard thing. This isn't easy. All the stuff I thought was going to be easy for them was hard, vice versa. It was a disaster. So, thank you to my cousins and aunts and uncles that... were my test dummies for me. My little test bunnies. I don't know why I said dummies. Sounds like a bunch of people who don't like rulers to me, and it was a bunch of people who don't like rulers. It was. And I by no means were teaching them proper perspective, because I didn't know. Like, that's what I mean by, like, I'm not a trained teacher. It's just, like, after doing it for these last 2 years, now I kind of know how to teach people better and, like, how to pick what we're painting better. Like, I can look at something and be like, yeah, I can teach that. But then something I look at and I'm like, I don't know. So probably not. Sounds like a bunch of people who don't trust the process. You guys have my back. Why do I ever leave this stream? You guys are just pumping my tires all the time. You're right. But this was even before I even knew to tell people to trust the process. That's how long ago it was. I wonder if I have a picture of that somewhere. Just roasting my family. I know. I love them to death. They're sweet souls. But you're not wrong. Just kidding. They're not painters. Don't get me wrong. I have a couple cousins who are artistically, I was going to say challenged, but that means they're not good at it. I have a couple cousins who are good at it. My grandmother was very artistic. That's like, guys, I could gab on forever. When my grandma passed away, I got all of her art stuff. And like that easel that I paint on all the time over there is my grandma's. So not all of us got the artistic gene, but some of us did. Like, my parents aren't very artistic themselves. They don't really paint or draw or anything. So you'd think all of us would be, but we're not. But anyway, I'll just stop gabbing. Thanks for coming, everybody. What time is it? 10 on the dot. Thanks for coming. Happy to see you here. Happy June. Get ready for 3 more paint nights coming at ya. Enjoy the weather, though. Get outside, too. It's very important. Thanks for coming. Y'all the best. Catch you on the flip side, which is next Thursday. And we'll try to plant the seed for me, Kenzie, and Justin to have another games night. This is me planting the seed, too, guys, right now, because I know you guys are watching. We'll do one soon. Nico asked us last time when we're going to do another one, and I was like, oh my god, we gotta do it. They're so much fun. So we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it. Okay? See you next Thursday at 8 p.m. Mountain. Is it MST or MDT right now? MST. Boom. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.